Hell in a Cell is this Sunday, so let's get those predictions going here on the Squared Circle Psycho Babble. My name is Michael Valenti. Joining me is Ralph Valenti. At the time of this recording, there are only 6 matches announced. I think there's going to be 2 others added, so we'll try to make predictions for those just in case those actually do get added to the card. But let's start it off with all the ones that are going to be from Raw. Actually, right now, all the matches right now are Raw matches, starting with EZEKIEL versus Kevin Owens. When this storyline started and when the EZEKIEL came out after WrestleMania, I think I was with a lot of people that were like, oh my God, what the hell did they do with Elias? But I think with a lot of people as well, he has turned me into loving the ever-loving crap out of this storyline. Kevin Owens has been comedy gold. EZEKIEL has played the character so well. Even if this match is like a 3.5 star, whatever, I'm excited to see what they can do with this match. But I do think EZEKIEL gets the win here.
I agree. Yeah, and I think this is because Kevin Owens does a really good job when he's trying to play that almost like not really deranged, but you know, he's obviously bothered and disturbed that he can't figure this out. You know, he's almost driving himself insane at the fact that people won't agree with him that this is not just Elias. So right. I think this a loss will only further push him over the edge. So I'm gonna go with EZEKIEL here.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's gonna be a fun match regardless. But next up, we have a handicap match. OMOS and MVP go up against Bobby Lashley. The go home angle of this was the contract signing. Bobby Lashley gets beat down by Omos and MVP. My logic here is usually the guy who's up on the go-home show goes down on the pay-per-view. So I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley goes against the odds, pins MVP, puts this feud to sleep. Omos is not part of their future, I don't think. Lashley is. So give Lashley the win here and make him, back into like the upper mid-card main event picture that he should be on Raw.
Yeah, I've said for a while I don't see what they see in Omos other than size. I think Omos is going to win, but frankly, I don't even know if I really care about this match at all.
No,
I'm not really invested in it, but if I have to pick, I'm going to go with Omos.
You're going with Omos and MVP winning.
Yes, yeah, the team of Omos and MVP.
All right, next up we have a six mixed tag match. Judgment Day, Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley going up against Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan, which is probably one of the better storylines on Raw, and one of the reasons why I think many people right now are saying that Raw is better than SmackDown is part of this storyline here, and I like the Judgment Day, and I hope they grow past just Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, and Edge continues to recruit more. You see him teasing people all the time on Twitter. I think this is great use of Finn Balor, AJ, and Liv Morgan for the time being too, seeing that they've been intertwining with these 3 for a while. I don't know where this goes though. Like, you obviously want to give a big win for Judgment Day, but at the same time, do you give the baby faces the win here and extend this feud into the next month?
I think Judgment Day wins, but I think it's because either somebody on the opposing team is going to defect and cost them the match, or somebody else is going to join Judgment Day and help them.
Who do you think it is?
God, Edge has been tweeting so many different people that it's hard to keep track and guess who it could be. It's hard because I could almost see anybody on the other side of them as being members. Finn Balor, yeah, I could see that. Liv Morgan, I could see that. Tommaso Ciampa, I don't even recall seeing him all that much on Raw, but maybe he's somebody because he came out a couple of different times and never really did a whole lot with him. I don't know, but I do feel like Judgment Day is going to win. I think that somebody will certainly join their faction.
All right, well, we'll see how that goes, but I think we're going to go with Judgment Day. I'm going with Judgment Day winning here. I think they might add another person as well. Maybe it is Tommaso Ciampa, but I could also see Finn Balor at the same time also, joining forces with the Judgment Day as well as someone that's underappreciated and wanting a bigger push. We got some championship matches right now. First off, for the United States Championship, it's Theory against Mustafa Ali. Now, obviously, the story here is Ali keeps, getting, screwed out of matches and screwed out of title wins and stuff like that, thanks to Theory or The Miz or Tommaso Ciampa or a combination of everybody. And Theory, obviously being Vince McMahon's guy, Vince McMahon's like, nope, you have to win this one by yourself and cleanly against Mustafa Ali. I could totally see this going either way. I could see Austin Theory doing the tactic heel where he puts his feet on the rope, the ref misses it, 1, 2, 3 to get the win. But I could also see Mustafa Ali finally winning and getting the United States Championship too. If I had to pick, I say they try to continue this chase and further it along to maybe SummerSlam. So I'm going with Theory retaining here.
I'm going with him as well. I think that, obviously Vince sees something in the guy after having that elaborate storyline going into WrestleMania and that moment at WrestleMania. And I don't see them taking the title off him just yet. Ali, I think that he's definitely proving people wrong, or even I think from, a WWE internal standpoint, I think a lot of people already kind of thought and assumed that he had some talent there, but I don't see them taking the title off of Theory and putting it on him right now, at least.
Right. The next match we have is the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Asuka versus Becky Lynch. I think part of this feud or part of this story is just because of what happened with Sasha Banks and Naomi. We know the story. It was supposed to be Naomi facing Bianca Belair. Asuka was supposed to face Becky Lynch in a one-on-one match. So they just kind of merged the two feuds together now that Naomi and Sasha Banks walked out. So I think what ends up happening here is, unfortunately, Asuka's going to eat the pin. The question is, does she eat the pin from Becky or eat the pin from Bianca?
This makes me nervous.
Why does it make you nervous?
Because I like Becky, but I think that I felt like coming out of WrestleMania, Bianca was going to be at a different level. And not to say that she's not, and not to say that she's not a superstar, but I kind of feel like they're going to go with Becky here. I think they're going to give Becky the belt back. And where they go from there, I'm really not too sure. But the fact that it's a triple threat, I think they're doing this intentionally to be like, okay, well, we don't want Bianca to get pinned. Asuka, unfortunately, I think is in there specifically to take the pin. Unless I'm totally underestimating this whole thing and Asuka's going to win, but I think Becky's going to win this match.
See, usually my logic into these triple threat matches or multi-mans is you cancel out the ones that are feuding with each other and the odd man out wins or odd woman out wins. The problem is they're all feuding with each other. So it's hard to really say who's the odd woman out. Honestly, the main focus has been Asuka and Becky. So really the odd woman out technically would be Bianca retaining based on the logic that I usually use for this. So I think Becky will be the one that comes close, and then Bianca comes out of nowhere, pushes her out of the way, hits TKO, TKO, and gets the win. Now, the next two matches aren't official at the time of this recording, but I do think they eventually get on the card when SmackDown airs Friday night. The first one I will have here for the Intercontinental Championship, Ricochet against Gunther. I think this is going to be a great showcase for both of them because Ricochet will do what I think he actually does best, and that's sell. And Gunther's going to do what I think he does best, and that's wrestle smaller guys. And I think the contrast of styles will shock a lot of people here. And I think despite all, we want to give Ricochet a good title reign. They haven't really done much with it, but they are pushing Gunther pretty hard right now on SmackDown. So I think this is him winning the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? They have been booking him, pushing him pretty hard, and at least making him feel like he's special and somebody that you should care about. Um, if they give this match time, this could be a good match. And I don't know if they'll actually allow it to be that, or if they'll just have Ricochet get dominated. But if they allow them to go out there and actually work a good 10-minute match, this could be good. It could be fun. So yeah. I'll go with Gunther.
All right. Gunther, as Ludwig Kaiser would say. The other match that I think will officially be announced on SmackDown is for the Undisputed Unified Tag Team Championship. The Usos against Riddle and Shinsuke Nakamura. Obviously, we saw on Raw that Riddle and Nakamura won the championship contenders match by disqualification. Let me just start off by saying I hate championship contenders matches. It's so dumb. You have to beat the champion to face the champion.
Yep.
Why not just have them, beat other tag teams and win a number one contenders match? If they already beat the champion, they should be champions. Now, granted, in this case, it was by disqualification, but still, you beat the champs already. Why are we doing this? You beat them already. But nonetheless, if this match does actually happen, I think the Usos retain. I actually think this is how Roman Reigns gets on the show because he's going to help the Usos retain. Obviously, he's going to get involved with Riddle, and eventually that's what's going to lead to, at Money in the Bank, Riddle versus Roman Reigns in the main event of Money in the Bank.
Riddle versus Roman? That'll be interesting, yeah. I don't know. Which match is this?
This is the Usos versus Riddle and Nakamura.
Oh, the Usos are winning this match. It's a no-brainer, whether it's at the help of Roman. I mean, they just won the titles. There's no way that they're going to kill their momentum. So, yeah, I don't see it.
No, I don't see it either. But going back to the actual card and the main event, which I think is going to be the main event, the only match with Hell in a Cell involved, Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. They've had two great matches so far. The first one at WrestleMania, the next one at WrestleMania Backlash. Their go-home angle was very, very good. If MJF didn't come and, drop the promo of at least the year, maybe even the decade, people would be talking about Seth Rollins and his promo. That was a very, very good promo. And he shot just like MJF shot in his promo. And they were both very, very good. And I thought it was a very hot segment to really get people invested in this feud, in this match, and maybe even this pay-per-view. Obviously, this is the reason to watch the pay-per-view, I think, right now.
I feel like Seth is working as motivated or more motivated than he's worked in a really long time. And that's saying a lot because I always felt like Seth has been very, very good and almost underappreciated, mainly because I think some people don't like him, not because he's not really talented, but because of things he said, and that rubbed the IWC the wrong way, and they're just like, all right, well, screw this guy, whatever,
Mm-hmm. Right.
I feel like he's out to prove a point. I think that this is another one of those things where there's probably a little bit of truth to what he's saying in the way that he feels about Cody, or just the fact that AEW and Cody's affiliation with AEW and all that type of stuff. So I feel like this match is going to be really freaking good. And I don't say that just because their other two matches were really good, but I think right now, very much the same way Edge brought the best out of Randy Orton a couple of years ago, we're seeing Cody and Seth bring the best out of each other. And I'm enjoying it for a number of reasons. One, because Seth is proving a lot of people wrong and silencing his critics. And Cody's been doing that ever since he came to the WWE. Because certainly a lot of people have opinions about him, saying he was let go, he wanted all this money, he's overrated. It's all nonsense, but
he wasn't worth CM Punk money.
Yeah, no, he's
just a mid-carder.
He's damn good mid-carder if he's a mid-carder. So yeah, no, this match is going to be great.
No, it is. And the thing is, even if Seth wins, it still can extend. Like, if Seth wins, it obviously could extend the feud, however long they want to do it. And even if Cody wins, you could still extend the feud because Seth could just be like, you beat me in Hell in a Cell. There's no disqualifications. So he'll make some reason up as to why they could continue this, or it gets revisited down the line. This is what they need in WWE, a feud that can always be revisited for whatever reason. And it's a rivalry. It's Yankees, Red Sox. It's Rangers, Devils. It's Cowboys, Giants. I know I'm using only New York teams, but I'm a New York fan, as you could tell. But that's what they need. Michigan, Ohio State, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes. That's what they need. But I do think Cody Rhodes does sweep this feud and wins all 3 matches. He does end up winning Hell in a Cell. If he loses, that's going to really upset a lot of people and not send fans home happy.
Yeah, no, I think Cody's going to win. I think he should win.
Let us know what your predictions are in the comments below and share this all over social media. Subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. We'll see you on the next episode of the Squared Circle Psychobabble.